Okay, YouTubers, here we go again. A week later. Tuesday, March 16th, if anybody really cares. Anyway, guess what? It rained. It rained a lot since I've worked this up. But if you can tell, I don't know how well you can tell. I ain't sure how much rain we got, but no standing water. We got like half inch, whatever, but no standing water. Before I forget, the Grumpy Farmer, Ed Goslin. A couple shout outs, but a couple suggestions that these gentlemen made about working the ground. Oh, and DeHaven Family Farm, Chris DeHaven, had made a question. Chris, sorry I didn't respond to your comment on the last video. For whatever reason, YouTube's not let me respond to it. That kind of agitates me. But anyway, you three guys, thank you very much for the suggestion, critiques on what I've done here. Yes, hindsight, I am thinking about making another pass either down the middle of the rows or run slightly more crossways, because that water comes from that, where I'm pointing at, but from the utility pole straight over on the other side of the field, just a little bit to that side of it. The water comes in, works its way across this field, and pretty much floods out. Starts flooding out right out through here somewhere or another, you know, somewhere from here to there, and then it just fans out from there. And yes, there was a fence row here, so this is just a shade higher than that over there. So yeah, I'm kicking that around. But today's project, since it's rained, since the rain come, is work on this old disc. Now, I'm not sure what the old disc is. I think when we bought it, oh my gosh, long time ago, mid 80s maybe. Been so long I forgot when Dad got this at the auction. And it might be a case disc, just because of seeing the orange on the wrong point hub. I think it was sold to us as a international. I don't know. I really don't. But it's about a 8 to 9 foot wide disc, somewhere in that range. Those blades on the front have been replaced. They are a bigger diameter blade than what was originally on there. They were originally wore down. But those are some used blades off someone else's disc that they'd replaced the blades on theirs because wore down, whatever, for their purpose. So some of the other guys, my dad and a buddy, got these and they put them on. But the disc is, that hitch adjustment is froze, so I'm kind of stuck with where it's at. I don't know if I get enough PB blaster and heat on that to break it loose or not, but anyway, that's kind of froze in place. But the more I use it, it'll work. As you can tell, the disc, you can change your pitch of this disc for your gangs front and back by changing where this is located at in one of 4 locations. It just lays in these little saddles right here, just lays there. But that's, you know, and it's got, you know, place for your cylinder to mount and place to hold it manually, so that way you get the cylinder off of it, because I don't leave the cylinder on it when I'm not using it. And no more than I use the disc, things break down, tires go flat. But anyway, we're 4.5 minutes into this real quick. All right, so anyway, what I'm doing today, for those of you who want to know, I am trying to finally fix that tire. I'm pointing at tire. It went flat on me, Lord knows when. It's probably been 5 or 6 years since I actually worked that little hayfield up with the disc. I want to use it again, excuse me. So anyway, the safety part. I got to tell you the safety part. What we're using, of course, as a lot of you guys know, the handy dandy farm jack, handyman jack, death jack, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're jacking the disc up with. And the safety, I've got a jack stand underneath that axle, the gang of discs, so that way if this slips and falls, that should catch my weight of the disc and not drop the disc on me, cutting my toes, whatever, off with the disc blade and all that. And while I got it off here, well, check the wheel bearings are solid. No more easy to be all right. Anyway, it's been painted up to the IH silver and red. It may be a case. I don't know what the disc is, brand wise. But anyway, hang on. I'll show you next thing. Hang on. Okay. Yes, I've already done a little work as far as what I was going to show you guys with the with what I've started doing. Yeah, I didn't show you using the manual Harbor Freight, Hobo Freight as some refer to it, manual bead brake and tire tool thing, tire changer. What my goal is, alright, I'm going to take this inner tube and I'm going to put it in this tire. So where I got the tire broke down, one side popped loose, so I can, actually both side beads have popped loose, and that's why the tire went flat to begin with. But I think there might be something inside the tire causing it to leak. Other than just, well, but setting two didn't help any. Anyway, I'm going to put this tube in it, kill the whole problem of tire going flat for now. Which that's fine. For more, I'm going to use the disc. I'm just going to make probably 3-4 passes over the ground, level it out best I can, work it up best I can, as soon as it dries back out. So yes, we have used the tool. Aired the tube up a little bit, so I'm going to deflate it. And then I'm going to put the tube in the tire and inflate it. So, and sorry guys, I am sorry. I know that you see my big butt trying to work this thing. There's all kinds of videos out there on YouTube land of various guys are glad to show you how to work this tool. I'm not one of them. I'll just show you the end results. Anyway, hang in there, and I'll show you my next step after I do it. You know what I do. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, YouTubers, I'm no Rockin' Robbie by any means. There's your channel shout out. Go check those 4 guys that I mentioned in this video. If you would, I'd greatly appreciate it. But anyway, I have shoved the tube in there. Got my valve stem tool, core tool, holding the stem up so in case it falls back in while I'm fighting around trying to put it back in. Now, one thing I will claim to be is not very smart some days. Hang on a second. There, look at the little green toy tractor. Love it, hate it. Whatever. Alright. Here we go. Now, I'm obviously not a tire guy, but I can monkey around and do what you see. I have a hell of a time getting this tool to actually use this end and pop the bead back on the tire rim. The tire back on the rim. So, since I don't do it very often, and I'm not very slick at it, I got, I don't know, tire tools, spoons, whatever. I got a fancy hook on that end and a little angle deal on that end. I use them to start working around the tire. Now, one thing I will do, and I don't have the proper tools, but small C-clamp. Get your bead down below the rim, and get your C-clamp on there in a couple spots. I had a second one here, but it popped off. And then go around and start working your bead back over the rim and get it in place. So, that being said, I'm ready to put the valve core back in it, air it up, see if it's going to blow apart on me or hold air. So hang in there, and I'll hook you right. I'll show you what I've accomplished here shortly. Just like I said, hang in. And there we go, YouTubers, in the puke weeds on the concrete, and our tire is fixed and back on the disc. And fancy white letter tiring. Oh my gosh, those tires are probably out of the 90s. We'll say probably about 93, 94, somewhere in there. Anyway, project done. Let's go air some air in the other tire, make sure it's aired up good, because it's still tubeless. Worst case scenario, I'll put a tube in it. Now, one thing I will say is this tire will last as long as I need it to this go around, but it is weather checked, as some would call it. It is cracked, weather checked and everything, so it may start coming apart on me. If it does, oh well. Got the handy dandy farm jack, handyman jack. As many of you know, be careful, because sometimes, hang on a second. There. Because sometimes as you're working the lever, these two pins here and here, they don't always catch those holes just right in the bar. And she may, neither one catching it, she just may come a ton and go straight down on you, and there you are, cussing and fussing. So there's your safety there's your safety Sally moment, guys and gals. Be careful with when you're using one of these old jacks, one of these old handyman jacks, farm jacks, because they will get you when you least expect it. And of course, get you some sort of a support jack stand of some sort, and put it somewhere to support the weight of the whatever you're working on. And I'll stop my safety Sally moment there. But yeah, to get impact over here, or I could use it to pop the bolts loose and not have to stress and strain, I had to stretch clear from the other side of the shop. About 100-foot hose on the air compressor. It's clear over in the other corner of the shop, way over there. I had to come up with a couple more hoses to get me out to where I needed to be. So we done that. All right, I think I've killed enough of your time for one Sunday, because you know it's Sunday evening for you guys. I think I've killed enough of your time for now. It's going to be probably about a 10-15 minute video. But on that note, I'll give you one last look at the muddy field. As soon as it dries out, I get a day off from the day job, I will be working this ground up and getting it ready to plant some new hay seed, grass seeds. As always, hey, thumbs up to you for hitting the play button and sticking around. I do appreciate you. There again, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next one. So y'all take care until then.